פרק ז' הלוך ילחס. בזמן הזה שכל הגודל יצא על החשבון, and today when everything is done according to the reckoning and we know when Chodesh is, Nisha Adova K'may Shehoyo. The minig remains as it was. So in the Peirush we learn that today that we don't have a Sanhedrin, that needs to have witnesses, and we're the ones who sanctify the month. We know beforehand when it's going to be. Therefore, everybody knows when it's going to be. Therefore, we remain Nisha HaGodol K'may Shehoyo in the time that they did the Chodesh with witnesses. Shlo Lulav b'Shabbos Klal. That Lulav should not be taken on Shabbos, both if it happened on Shabbos, both if it's b'Yom Peirush. Like with Bulan, it means not in Shabbos Chol HaMoed, not in Yom Peirush, not outside of the Beis HaMikdash, and not in Eretz Yisrael, even on the first day. Halacha Gimel, we explain the reason that you can't take it. Maybe you'll take it to 4 hours of Rosh Hashanah. Even though today everyone knows when Rosh Chodesh is, right? The meaning remains that you don't take it on the first day that fell on Shabbos. The Mishnah questions in Eretz Yisrael, they have 2 days of Goliaths, so they'll look like we'll have 2 separate Torahs, like the Rambam and Halacha Yud Zayin, that technically some people are taking it on Shabbos, some not. Those who knew, those who didn't know in Eretz Yisrael. And the answer is Shev al Tasa Sha'ani. By Lulav, they made an enactment that even in Eretz Yisrael should not take Lulav even on the first day when it happened on Shabbos, so that they should all be equivalent. But the Chacham didn't say to do so on Yom Tov Sheni in Eretz Yisrael because it would look like 2 Torahs. In Halacha Tezayni Paskins, that Beis HaMikdash was Kaim, Lulav was taken on the first day that happened on Shabbos. The Machon Nesher cites the Gemara that the Lulav is an Ikim and HaTorah, even the Bigvulin, at every place that's Chayav to take a Lulav. Therefore, Yom Tov Rishon, when it happened on Shabbos, you took it everywhere, that they knew for sure it was a Man Kiddush HaChodesh. Yes, in Halacha Tezayin, in 16, cites that the Mefarshim question, B'Shevish Rosh Hashanah, they made a minig, you shouldn't blow on Shabbos, even though you have to blow on Rosh Hashanah. But why did they do that? Because they only left it in Beis HaMikdash, because it says Yom Tov Rosh Hashanah, Shabbos and Mikdash, they would only blow, but not in the Medina. And they bring an answer of the Ran, because even when the Beis HaMikdash was Kaim, most of the years, the Edom would not come before Shachos. They didn't know B'Shachos or Rosh Hashanah, the time of Tkiyah Shofar, whether it was Rosh Chodesh, which would mean the first day of the month of Tishrei, which is Rosh Hashanah. And therefore, when they brought the Talmud Shel Shachos, they didn't know. They said in the Beis HaMikdash the shiur of the weekday by the kevis, which is brought every day, like in the rest of the weekdays of the year. And they didn't say the shiur, which is especially for Rosh Hashanah, which is saying by all the korbanos of Chag and Yontif, it would be Yontif, even the Korban Tamid would have that shiur. And therefore, outside of Yerushalayim, they didn't blow. If we'll let them blow on Shachris, and they'll know when it's Rosh Hashanah next year, they'll come to blow, even though it's not, the Edom didn't come. And they say, we'll blow. They didn't come. Only in the Mikdash, when they knew, they permitted you to blow. Rabbi Menayach cites those who question. The same way we made an edict on Shofar and Lulav and Megillah. If it happened on Shabbos, maybe we'll take it down on Amos. Why didn't they goizer? Why didn't they make an edict? You shouldn't make a bris on the Shemini of bris. Maybe you'll take the child or the knife for Amos Rosh Hashanah. And he answers that with Shofar and Lulav Megillah they made a gzeira because it has to do with a month, and we can be fearful that one day it won't be right, and therefore we're not machal Shabbos in Suffolk. But bris is definitely the right date, and therefore they didn't make a gzeira. The Ran answers that with Shofar and Lulav Megillah everyone is busy with it, and there's no one to tell somebody else. Wait a minute, it's Shabbos today. But the Milah, the only one who's really caught up in the bris, is the father, and if you want to carry it out on Rosh Hashanah, they'll tell him you can't do that. And it's different from a Tomei Mace that happened the 7th day of his on Erev Pesach, which happens to be on Shabbos, where we do find that they made an edict you should not do so lest he carry the water. even though there are other people to tell them not to do it, since everybody's busy with their own Pesach, they're not looking at what other people are doing. The Taz explains that where it says in the Torah Mefurish that to do it on Shabbos, Bezin do not uproot it. And it says in Yom HaShmini, whatever it happens to be, Hafilu b'Shabbos, therefore it's written as specifically so. But Yontif, it doesn't say specifically on Shabbos. The Aruch LaNer points out in Hilchos Lulav, the Rambam says the Lashon HaMishnah that Mikdash was taken 7 days, and he doesn't say Yerushalayim. It could be that the Lulav, the Rambam admits to Rashi that it's not included in the Mikdash because it says Levnei Hashem Dafka, only in the Beis HaMikdash. The questions from the Peirush HaMishnah that even by Lulav he says that Mikdash refers to Yerushalayim, and not only the Beis HaMikdash. And we have to say here he means Yerushalayim. He doesn't explain that Mikdash includes Yerushalayim because he relied on what he wrote in Hilchos Shofar. Rambam says he says explicitly that according to the Rambam, there's a commandment to take down minim all 7 days in Yerushalayim. The Shulchan Aruch, when he passes the halacha in 698, there's no mitzvah lulav outside the Beis HaMikdash, only the first day. Tiknu, after the destruction, that you should do it on the 7 days. With Shabbos, you don't take it even on the first day. So Bikuri Yaakov questions if in Yerushalayim today you would have to take it all 7 days, because Yerushalayim, according to the Rambam, is just like the Beis HaMikdash. He cites the machlokes of Rashi and the Rambam. According to Rashi, Yerushalayim doesn't have a din of the Beis HaMikdash. And however, according to the Rambam, it does. And he questions that maybe there's a mitzvah to live all 7 days when not Torah in Yerushalayim. Yeah. And many Chachmei Hador used to go all 7 days in Yerushalayim, the Ben HaChomes, since there's an obligation to keep the mitzvah of Samach L'Fnei Hashem Alekeichem. Not taking the and it has to be with the Lulav Minat Torah. So it seems there were people who took it all 7 days in Yerushalayim. The Magen Mishnah says, Rizman Hazeh, that everybody does according to the reckoning. We know for sure that it's still we don't push off Shabbos. Why? They say it has to do with the Gemara in Be'er 6b. We know when since we know when, according to reckoning, when the Rosh Chodesh is, why do we keep 2 days? So they answered from Eretz Yisrael to Bava, be careful with Minhag Avosechem b'Yodechem. That's true in all places, that it wasn't the way it was, because they didn't have knowledge of Minhag Avosechem b'Yodechem. Therefore, in order not to have 2 Torahs, they establish every place that they should all be equal. You should have to you cannot take the lulav on Shabbos.